Yesterday, I uploaded a movie to YouTube called How Overweight People Should Look at Food. And in that movie, I went into a whole tirade about how you should look at food in terms of proteins, fats, carbohydrates, and sugars. And afterwards, after watching the video, I realized that a lot of people might not even know what these things are. I mean, you've all heard about fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, but not everyone knows exactly what they are. So I thought that the best thing to do would be to explain in brief what those things are so that you know what I'm talking about. And that is the purpose of today's video. And today we'll be starting with carbohydrates. So let's begin. Food consists of three classes of macronutrients, and carbohydrates are one of them. The other two are proteins and fats. So already this is getting quite complicated and scientific, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. That's all you really need to know about the three classes. There's three of them. They're called macronutrients, and they are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And instead of digging down into the science and all the technical jargon behind everything, I'm going to explain to you how you should look at these things today, carbohydrates, in terms of an overweight person trying to lose weight. So your body can get energy from two of the macronutrients, carbohydrates and fats. And carbohydrates are the most common source of energy that most people know about. And you usually get the carbohydrates from starchy foods such as pasta, rice, bread, and potatoes. Carbohydrates are an excellent source of energy, but only if you are using that energy. And for different people, they have different dietary and nutritional requirements, and therefore you can't just take a blanket term saying you either need carbohydrates or you don't. You have to look at what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve. And in terms of someone trying to lose weight, an overweight person trying to lose weight, you really have to classify the carbs a little bit more accurately, and then from there allocate which are the ones you're allowed to eat and which are the ones you should rather avoid. So the way I'm going to do that for you guys is break them down into three categories and give you examples of each. And that's going to be good carbs, okay carbs, and bad carbs. So let's dig a bit deeper and do a few examples. So let's begin with good carbs. Good carbs are three things basically: vegetables, fruit in smaller quantities, and nuts. Typically, if an overweight person is trying to lose weight and they eat mainly good carbs, this is going to help them, and you don't have to watch how much you eat of those things too much. You know, everything in moderation, but with good carbs, you can tend to err on the side of leniency. Okay carbs are any sort of starchy foods that are brown or whole wheat. For example, brown or whole wheat bread, whole wheat rice, whole wheat pasta. Those types of foods are okay in very small moderation and in small quantities. You shouldn't really be eating any sort of energy foods if you're not using that energy or you're not gymming or working out excessively or strenuously. So you can consider the okay carbs as a treat once in a while. And typically these should be carbohydrates where the carbohydrate content is less than 40 grams per 100 grams. And you can find that information on the back of the packaging of any product that you buy. You will see it there. In my previous video, I explained that where you can find this, and in an upcoming video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how to find it and understand it and read it. Then finally, you have bad carbs, and these are carbohydrates that you should avoid at all costs. And top of the list is sugar. As I explain over and over again, sugar has no place in virtually anyone's diet, not just overweight people, but anyone. It's a drug. It should be treated like a drug. You should avoid it and touch it at no cost. Then you get other sorts of foods that also have bad carbohydrates in, such as junk food, soda, sweets, and candy. All of these things have high levels of sugar as well, and you can see all of these things on the back and the packaging of the products that you buy. And these have no place in anyone that is trying to lose weight's diet, and even people that aren't trying to lose weight and work out excessively should be very careful about those types of things when putting them into the body, because they generally don't have any place in your diet. So just to summarize quickly, we've explained what carbs are and given a few examples of each, and the three categories that you should look at are good carbs, okay carbs, and bad carbs. As we've explained, bad carbs you should avoid, and when an overweight person is trying to lose weight and get back into shape, what they should be doing is getting their carb intake primarily from the good carbs, with a few of the okay carbs thrown in here 2 or 3 times a week if you really need them or you're really craving them. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the next macronutrient, which is fat, and explain what that is and give you examples of those so that you can incorporate good, healthy fats into your diet as a source of energy. Thanks for watching, and click the subscribe button below. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Adios.